So my goal is to make $10,000 a month. And the reason I want to do that is so I can move out of my parents' house, so I can have that financial freedom. And also for that just proof of concept, right? Just knowing, okay, if I can make 10, I can double it, I can triple it, I can quadruple it, quintuple it. Quintuple? Is it quintuple? But this is the goal here, and this is what's gonna get me going. This is the momentum I need to start making more and more every single month. So first, I'm gonna have my content. So that isn't really gonna bring a whole lot of money to begin with, but eventually it'll start bringing in recurring income. But we do have to start building it now. And then also I'm going to be creating an in-home personal training business. I thought about doing a personal training business online, just alone. I thought, okay, that could go very well, but I'm missing a whole bunch of clients that are in person, right? And then also thought about, okay, what if I just go to a gym and then have it that way, right? I was like, okay, that's nice, but then I'm still missing a whole lot of clients, There's people who don't go to the gym or can't go to the gym, because of certain conditions, certain issues, just how life is. They don't have that time to go to the gym. And so I thought about, what if I create an Uber Eats type of system, but this time you do it for personal training. You gain health, you order health right to your door. So that's my idea of creating an in-home personal training business. And so I will create videos on how that specifically I want it to work and more details about that. But that is one way we're gonna get to that 10K a month. And then I'm gonna have my online coaching, and that's personal training that I'll be doing for skinnier guys than me. I know I'm kind of thin, I'm not that huge. I do got some muscles, but my thing is helping those guys who look like this start gaining their first set of muscles, start getting that momentum, that consistency, and have like a monthly type of deal with that one, just getting more clients there. So of course, with any business model, anything you're doing in life, there's gonna be challenges, right? So here are what my challenges are gonna be and how I'm going to deal with them. So we all know this one, it's procrastination. That's a very easy one. Doesn't matter how good you are at discipline, there's always a fraction of procrastination in anything that you do. And the goal is to, minimize that as small as possible, right? The way I plan on dealing with this is creating a schedule to where I basically become a machine, to where it's just execution. There's no room for emotions, no room for being lazy. It's just, okay, do this, and this. And then of course, having times to where I constructively procrastinate to a point where it's not procrastination, it's just making sure I don't burn out, pretty much. And then in any sales type of industry, any sales type of job, you have to deal with objections, right? I already know a few common objections that I have, oh, you're skinny too, like how are you gonna coach me? And it's weird because I think it's obvious that, okay, I have way much more muscle than you, or I have way much more strength than you. I post about it too, but there's just it's always there, right? And so the way I plan on dealing with my objections is practicing, dealing with them. There's no better way to learn than actually learning on the job, right? And so one way I'll deal with oh, you're much skinnier than me, like how are you gonna coach me? I was like, okay, here's what I used to look like, or here's the people who I've coached, having those people who I've already shown results for, or just in general, here's what I can do, with calisthenics. I don't need big muscles. I don't need to look like Dwayne Johnson, and tell them look, I don't just coach you to build muscle, I coach you to have that discipline, to have that structure, and to keep you accountable so you can start seeing results too, So it's not just selling them on muscle, selling them, basically trying to get them to buy muscle, They look at me like, oh, you don't have any muscle to sell me, I also add, okay, it's not just muscle, it's accountability, it's discipline, in the workout type of fitness health area. And then eventually, as I scale, just my content in general, I'll have more programs on just actual discipline with money, business, as I grow my own stuff as well. This is just one of those ones where it's okay, I already have my foot in the door. I already know I can do some of these things. So I'm starting with the fitness area. And then of course, as my businesses, start to grow, start coaching people on their businesses, help them grow the same way. And this is with anything that you do in life is doubt. There's always gonna be doubt with whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter if you go 7 days feeling good, there's gonna be an 8th day where you feel doubt, okay? And so the way I plan on dealing with doubt, and this is something I teach anyone I talk to, is feel it, move on. Think about it, move on. Don't let yourself sit doubting, because it's when you sit, that's when you start procrastinating, okay? So don't let yourself sit on doubt. Feel it, think about it, move on. Quick as possible. Say, okay, I don't think I'm gonna get any clients this month. I don't think I can. I'm gonna talk to as many people as I can, but I don't think I'm gonna get as many clients. Okay, now move on and go to work. Do your stuff. It has no play. It has no play, no part, no script. It doesn't have a line. It has no part in your success. It has no part. It doesn't exist. Doubt doesn't exist, basically. That's the type of things that I like to get on, is that doubt doesn't exist. I think about it and I move on. There's no reason to doubt, because then why are you even trying in the first place if you're gonna doubt and actually, let it stop you? It doesn't make sense. But that's the kind of mindset that I carry with, doubt and all that stuff. So here's why I'm going to be successful and how you can be too. So number one, staying consistent. The most important thing with anything in life, doesn't matter how long it's gonna take, you have to stay consistent. And I feel like I stay pretty consistent with everything that I'm doing. Either if I ever stop something or if I ever quit something, I always go back to it. Now that's not really consistency, but it already shows me like, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. And this is where I'm supposed to be. So I already know this is something I need to stay consistent on. The same way for you, you have things that you know that you like doing, that you're good at. You feel like it's your place, and that's where you stay consistent. So the consistency is how we are going to win. Another way to be successful is having accountability. I have accountability from you, supporting me, watching me do all of this, keeping me going, commenting, all that stuff, making sure you subscribe, like right now, like help me subscribe, show me that you're watching and that you want to see me grow and you want success for your own self too. Just hit that subscribe button, please. And, just having a bunch of you guys helping me out, saying keep going, motivating me, keeping me accountable, like where you at this day, what's going on. And then also just people in my life, just people who already support me as it is. And it's usually always those strangers, but also hold myself accountable. That's another thing. I could listen to people all day, but if I can't hold myself accountable, then it's really not gonna help me, right? And there's no alternative. Like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've set my mind to. This is what I've set this whole year to build it. There's nothing else I'm gonna do. If I quit this, I don't even think about that. I don't even think about that. There's no alternative. Like, it has to be this, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. And I started this one for a reason. We have dreams, and dreams come true. They come true. I'm telling you, dreams come true. Not the ones that you take a little nap midday and you have a little dream about a pony riding a man to the store. I don't know. But you have a dream, you have goals, vision, they come true. And they do. You've seen people's dreams come true. Why are you any different? Why? And if you watched this far, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Please hit that subscribe button. Watch me grow. And I want to see you guys win too. So please let me know what you guys are working on in the comments and how you're going to get there. Thank you so much for watching.